leg, a lot of times it'll make another soul. So if I don't get you healed over here while you trying to worry about, come on now, you the one causing it all. But how many know if I don't get this going over here, that thing gonna bleed over, and next thing I know, Mother Dorothy's got a soul. Come on now, then next thing I know, Minister Sharon got a boil on her. And then the whole church is just infested.
Amen. Right. So right.
Is that not the truth, y'all?
Amen.
Y'all don't realize how serious this thing really is. And that's why God said, I need it. Because if you doing all this kind of stuff and I'm trying to get it all together, it's going to take somebody that's really, come on now. I said, God, man, and you do, oh my God. And sometimes I sit back there and it does get overwhelming. Because I've been had people calling me, and they ain't just people. I've been had apostles and everybody calling me all week. It's urgent, it's urgent. I'm thinking, God, you got your own church. Why you? I'm pulling, I'm going. They pulling. I had to just stop and say, God, do I need more of you or what? Because people are pulling. God said, no, you just need to shift in what I told you you're supposed to shift into. And when you shift into that, everything you need, I'm going to give you the grace to do what you do. So I got to return some phone calls because literally they own that. I'm like, God, I don't even know. I don't even want to call. God, it's just too much. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I'm still in a state. How can one person? Was he not looking for one? Come on now. Was he not looking for one? So in other words, he ain't putting too much on me, y'all. We all got something we got to bear. And God told me last week, you have been called to bear my name. And because of that, I just got to stand firm, flat it, and say, okay, God. Come on, somebody. Okay, God. And that's what I'm doing. So, when we're trying to judge the drug addict in the church, or the one struggling with the this and the that, understand that it's your mouth and your attitude that's just as addictive. Amen. And we've done it so much or so long, how many know we can't help ourselves? So what that means, people of God, is that the defenses are gone and the walls of our city are broken down. And just maybe your gates are burned. How many know gates represent a way in and a way out? That's right. And how many know this is how people get to know you too? By your gates. Because when your gate, come on now, your way, man, they see everything about you. You sit up there really trying to, come on now, let me tell you, bad habits will destroy your gates. Come on, somebody. I need to minister to somebody, because when I was getting this, God said, he said, I want you to speak a few things. He said, maybe somebody in here today, you were sexually abused as a child. And he said, because of that, you have some what's called emotional scarring, and that have been all on the inside of you. Let me tell you, those feelings on the inside that you've kept bottled up, how many know they can burn down your gates? Amen. How many know that such thing as self-destruction? Yes. Come on now, you don't nobody have to do it to you. You doing it to yourself. Maybe you are a victim of divorce, or maybe you were a victim of rape, and you have become very bitter because you felt like you were betrayed. Let me tell you, those emotions will break down your walls. You tell me they will break down your walls mentally, spiritually, and physically. That's right. Because when you allow a whole lot of weight and stuff to come up on you, I mean, a lot of times sickness will come up on you too. Is it not a gate? Yes, is it not an entryway? How many know God did not design us to worry? That's right. He did not design us to be stressed. And how many know it's worry and stress that breaks down more bodies than anything? Amen. We start getting what you call that? Whatever, your muscles and joints, all that is stress. Come on now, that's all that's caused by your muscles and your joints. What they call that? Fibromyalgia. What they call that? Man, because they tried to get that to me too. Come on, that too. You know, and I'm reading up, I'm going reading what I need to do to take. Let me see, God, what I need to do. I'm going on the internet trying to find a remedy and a cure. So wait a minute. Remedy and a cure, I don't have it. So wait a minute, I don't have it. So I went to the Word of God to show me I don't have it. Come on now, and then I don't have it. Did y'all get that? Thank you, God. Oh yeah, that's another thing they tried to give me. And then I was trying to read on what I need to do about it. But then when I read on what I need to do about it, I didn't have it no more, y'all. Y'all better catch Jesus. Y'all better catch that. I didn't have it no more. That's another thing. These kind of emotions, people of God, will shut you down. Because how many know when you
feel like you're a victim, how many know you're going to shut yourself up and you're not going to let nobody else come in?
Amen.
How many know sometimes these emotions will cause you to want to feel like you want to run and hide?
Come on now.
Amen. Nobody can reach you. Come on now, you've been so badly burned. Come on now, now you're determined that ain't nobody else going to get in. That's how we miss good relationships and things, and we get into bad ones in our lives. Come on somebody, because we so determined not to get hurt that we end up getting hurt. And how many know hurt people hurt people?
That's right.
Oh, tell your neighbor, hurt people hurt people. You have to understand that when you're hurt, come on somebody, that means that your gates are burned. And how many know when your gates are burned, that means you open. And when you open, how many know the enemy and anything else can come on your territory? Come on somebody. And when we get to that place in our life, what we do is we refuse to talk about it.
Amen.
And when we refuse to talk about it, we refuse to talk about it because we don't want nobody to know. Amen? Because of the shame and because of the pain. Come on, somebody. That's the reason we don't want nobody to know. So listen here. Nobody may not know about it. And to everybody else, you look like everything is okay. They think you're doing fine. But how do you know deep down on the inside, you know you ain't fine? And why? Because, come on somebody, the walls are broken. And if you be honest and examine the walls and the gates of your life, how do you know you'll find out you got a lot of ruin? Come on now somebody, ruin. Somebody said ruins. Y'all know what ruins is. It's just leftover stuff from it's the ashes of your, come on now, ruins. You look around, it's just a bunch of stuff laying around. But how do you know the stuff is useless? You got a lot of us are carrying a lot of baggage around, coming up from years and years and years, and it's just baggage. Come on, it's just excess, it's just storage, it just ruins because it ain't nothing that you can use again. Oh, y'all better get that. It ain't nothing that you can use again. It's called ruins. And so some of us are in this particular place that we have ruins. So how do we handle this? Now let me tell you, the book of Nehemiah is so powerful. And when you get a chance, you need to read the whole book. Because what it does is it shows us how to be restored from broken, come on now, walls and burnt gates. And let me tell you, God has moved this church to this particular place of intercession and recovery for such a time as this, because there's people right here that need it. There's people that's going to come in here. Come on, somebody that needs it. And God is showing me it's people that is just connected, that ain't even in this city, that's all over the place. They still need it. That's why they still calling. Come on now, that's reading. I got calls and texts on my phone right now. Because people, come on now, they need it. They realize even in the high positions that they're in and the low positions that they're in, come on now, that something is wrong. And if they had somebody to be able to stand and tell them, baby, your wall is broken. Come on now, baby, you got a gap right here. Now we got to take whatever precautions or whatever we need to do to get that thing built back up instead of doing this right here. See, this is where you get in trouble and this is where I get in trouble. It's when we start doing this right here. Instead of saying, God, it's me, Lord. I'm the one, come on, standing in the need of prayer. It's me, Lord. See, what you got to understand is the first thing, if you read this book of Nehemiah, you'll see that he has some specific steps, some specific things to get you back to your place of recovery. You got to understand in Nehemiah 1 and 4, and I'm going to read it. It says, when I heard these things, he said, I sat down and I wept. He said, for some days I mourned and I fasted and I prayed before the God of heaven. Nehemiah was very concerned. He's willing to face the facts. He's willing to weep over them and tell God about them. How do you know this is always the first place to begin? Remember I said last week, our theme is the place to start new. Come on, somebody. The first thing he did was he started weeping. He started really looking at the facts. He knew that this place was ruined. And so what I'm trying to let you know today is the first place, if some of you are struggling with things, and you know that you got these broken walls and these burnt gates, the first thing you've got to do more so than anything, I can't help you, you can't help you, if you don't be honest with yourself. You know yourself better than anybody. Don't be asking me to get all prophetic and all that kind of apostolic when you know yourself what your struggles are. All right. You know more than I do and anybody else do. I don't have to go up and ask God nothing. You can just look in the mirror and you know. We need to be honest about the ruins in our life. We know we got a lot of stuff that's useless in our life. Come on, somebody. We need to face the ruin. And the main thing we've got to do in facing the ruin, how many of you got to quit blaming somebody else? Come on now, you got to quit blaming somebody else, and you got to tell God, it's me standing in the need of prayer. And what you need to do during this process, y'all, you got to take all the time that you need and just pour it out on God. Come on, somebody. If you got to cry, remember Nehemiah, he cried, he wept. Come on now, if you feel like it. All God wants somebody to do is just pour their heart out and say, Lord, I hurt right here.
That's right.
Lord, I'm fearful right here. Come on, somebody. Lord, I'm in pain when it comes to this right here. Listen, y'all, that's the place to start according to the scripture. How do you know the Bible says a broken spirit and a contrite heart? How do you know God won't go that way? I ain't telling you to go tell Sister Sulu and Brother Zulu.
I'm talking about just by yourself, lay on the floor to God and say, God, I hurt. I feel this way. Come on now, this. Get your mind off of every person that did this to you. And just say, God, here I am now. Yes, it happened, but here I am.
Jesus.
Because you don't get nowhere.
Well, I wouldn't have been this way if somebody hadn't did this and that. How many know you still blaming somebody else?
That's right.
Because you are the biggest culprit of where you are. Because some people it's just a matter of forgiving and keep going.
Come on now.
But then when you don't do that, how many know you got a constant reminder of something that happened to you 30 years ago?
Come on now.
That's a ruin. It ain't going to do you no good. And how many know it ain't doing you right? Because most time that person that didn't hurt you is going on about their business.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, God.
They gone. And you still, they gone. And you still holding on. And a lot of times, you know what I learned? And God had me to do some things the other day. I just opened myself up and I just began to confess and do some stuff. And, you know, sometimes even when you're dealing with other people that have constantly blamed you, you find yourself guilty of something that when you really think that thing through, you didn't even do it. Because they have told you that over and over and over again, you done convince yourself that you did something that you didn't even do.
Thank you,
And I realized that, so I had to get that story right. I was walking around here for guilt, and when I went back and recalled that, I said, that person should have told the truth. Because if they told the truth, they wouldn't be blaming the guilt on me, because the guilt was on them.
All right.
Tell the truth about it.
Amen.
I'm sitting up here being condemned over something like I was the victim.
Okay.
All up here.
All right.
And that thing broke off of me, y'all, and I've been walking straight ever since. And you know what? If you still got a problem, you got the problem, not me.
Amen.
I don't have no problem with me no more, baby.
Amen.
I walked around here convinced myself that I did something that I didn't even do.
Jesus.
Oh, now I'm looking at that thing going, wait a minute. I was the doggone victim. You done made me feel all these years that I done done something I didn't do. Oh, come on, somebody.
And that's what you have to do. And the moment I did that, it looked like something rose up in me.
I said, shut up.
Ooh, and you have to get that way because you can be living with a person in relationships and stuff. And you know the main one that accuse you is the one that's doing it. You ever had these husbands that they cheat? And then they gonna tell you every little thing you do, they just own you. That's because they guilty or something. And most of the time when you get them, they trying to get you off of them. So they put that thing back on you. So you forget what they just did. Now you try to talk about something 20 years on me, but I'm talking about something you just did. But how many know that twist that thing so heavy? You done forgot the moment. Oh, but yeah, I do remember back in 85. Oh my God, I just need to pray. I said, baby, if you didn't deal with me back in 85, don't deal with me.
Come on now.
That's what you got to tell that thing when it start coming. Coming after any minute and take you out then. You sure ain't finna take me out now. Come on, somebody. If you didn't deal with that then, I'm sorry, that's your problem and not mine. And people wonder how I walk tall and do the stuff that I do and go through that. Because I tell myself every day, this is a new day. This is a day that the Lord has made. I'm going to rejoice and be glad in it. You ain't putting it to me, on me, around me, in front of me, behind me. No! And how many know that's what you got to do? Because who walking around with their head down? Them or you?
That's it.
Raise your head up. Come on out.
Come on now.
Come on now.
I'm like, hey, if we could have dealt with it back then, maybe you wouldn't be carrying it now. So now who got the problem?
Hey, God.
Who got the problem?
Thank you, Lord.
If you think about it, you don't, because you
But if you carry it, how many know you the one with the problem? You the one need to be out here crying and whatever. It's me standing in the need of prayer. Yes, it is. And when you tell yourself, how many know that is the first place to start? God says a broken spirit and a contrite heart. See, you don't realize the reason why I am like this because listen here, my heart, come on now, I got contrite with that thing. Now you mad at me because I'm moving on. How many know some people mad at you because you moving on?
You mad at me because you can't get to me no more? You mad at me because that thing don't bother me no more? Come on now. Oh, y'all better know something going on. Woo! And if you receive that stuff, they'll pull you right
Come on
back
now.
in. Right back in there. And you like, I thought yesterday I was just over there.
Come on now.
Come on now. Look at somebody and say,
You get over it.
I'm over it. I'm over it. I got to get over the hump now, baby. I'm over the hump.
Okay.
Come on, somebody, I'm over it. I'm hoping I'm helping somebody. Come on now. Now I'm going to break this down, and then this is it. This is it, y'all. This is it. This is it. There's a specific prayer, and I say when you get a chance to, I want you to read the book of Nehemiah, because it's really going to put a lot of us on the road to recovery and on the road to restoration in the book of Nehemiah. Now, when Nehemiah prayed that prayer, there was 4 specific things. Now, it took actually 7 chapters to really break this down, but I'm only going to bring out 4 specific points. I'm going to do them, and I'm going to do them quick, because those of you that are really seeking that place to start, that new start, to be that intercessor and that gap closer. See, my job is to help close the gap. I got to tell you how to get it done.
Amen.
Amen. And if you would just begin somewhere. This is your place to start. Just begin the process of doing what I'm about to tell you. And I promise you, you will be on your way. Come on now, to recovery and restoration. Now, in this prayer that he prayed, again, there's 4 specific things. Now, the first thing, when you read Nehemiah 1:5, I'm going to read fast. I just want y'all, if you get a pen and a piece of paper, I want you to write this down, because I want you to literally go read it. And when you see these steps, you're going to go, wow. Wow, God. And see, this right here, you ain't had to go to no counselor and pay them no so per hour.
Come on now.
I'm going to tell you and condense this in just about a few minutes. And I promise you, if you would all just start doing this, you're going to see some gaps closed. You're going to see those broken walls being built up. You're going to see, come on somebody, those burnt gates. Come on now, you're going to be seeing some stuff go, and the enemy ain't going to have a crack to attack.
Come on, God.
Y'all heard of a crack attack? No crack attacks no more. Now, first of all, write down Nehemiah 1:5-6. Again, I'm going to move through this real quickly. He says, now this is his prayer. Now what he's doing in this first part, he's recognizing the character of God. Now that's the first step. Y'all got to realize y'all can't do this. Come on now, you got to realize you can't do this. So that's the first thing, to realize you ain't going to be able to do this. Because if you've been able to do it, it would have been done. And you're still dealing with it, so that means you can't deal with it. And like I said, when you expose like that, there's no way you can do it. So the first thing you have to do is to deal with God, because how many know he's the builder? The Bible says, except the Lord build a house, they that labor in vain. So you sit up there trying to do it and put this and add to it. God said you're doing it in vain, because you got to do it my way.
Amen.
I'm the one that started this brick building thing, honey. Come on out, this wall building thing. God started it in the beginning of time when he established his church. He said here in this, and I'm going to read fast, O Lord God of heaven, the great and awesome God, who keeps his covenant of love with those who love him and obey his commands. Isn't it that? Let your ear be attentive, and let your ears open to hear the prayer your servant is praying before you day and night for your servants, the people of Israel. You've got to understand that the ruin you are concerned with may not always be you. Come on, somebody. It may be someone close to you whose life you see just falling apart because of, come on now, habits and attitudes that they have. and they've allowed to come into their life. And you have to begin to feel like Nehemiah. Nehemiah, he said, you know what, I just want to weep. Come on now. I just want to mourn and I want to tell God about it. That's always the place to start. How many know, because God is a listening God. How many know God is a responsive God? He hears the prayers of his people because God is a God of power. He's a God of ability. And above all, how many know he's a God of love? So when he did this, he was recognizing the character of God. And he began to say, God, I just weep and mourn because of the condition I'm in, because of the condition your people are in. Now, the second thing Nehemiah did is what he did is he repented, first of all his sins, and then he repented of the corporate sins or the sins that the people had committed. Now, I want you to write down Nehemiah 1. Verses 6 through 7, and it says, I confess the sins we Israelites, including myself, and my father's house have committed against you. We have acted very wickedly towards you. We have not obeyed the commands. And y'all know we don't say this. We too busy talking about what somebody else ain't doing. We have not obeyed the commands, the decrees, and the laws that you gave your servant Moses. You got to understand, he saw his own guilt first. He was not being self-righteous. How many know self-righteousness is what gets us all in trouble? We blaming somebody else when we just as guilty. Come on, somebody. But he don't say, Lord, I'm just thinking of those terrible sinners back there in Jerusalem. God, I want you to be gracious to them because they done fallen and they done the wrong thing. How many times that's our prayer when we praying against everybody else? They done the wrong thing. But how many know he puts himself in the picture? He says, I have contributed to this problem. Y'all know many times I've got up here, as much as you want to say and judge or do whatever, I'm always the first one to bust my own self down. And y'all know.
And I do it publicly. And I do it openly. That's because I don't want nothing to be hid. Come on, somebody.
All right.
If I'm going to cover you, y'all know I do it. You ain't got to talk about me. Will I not talk about myself? Will I not? Won't I? When I'm out of sync and not doing what, will I not get up there and acknowledge it? You will. I have to do that, y'all. I ain't no psychic. When God tell me something, I can't tell you something afterward. I ain't no psychic. I have to flow where I flow. And I have to stay connected to him just like I'm expecting you to stay connected. That's right, man. I'm the first one to humble myself.
He said, I realized I had something to do with this. It wasn't just them. I contributed to it. These are the things that I did and did not do that have made this ruin possible. He said, I confess before the Lord the sins of myself and my father's house. I'm not excusing myself. I'm not excusing them. I'm not blaming others for this. God, I'm acknowledging my wrong. That's the second thing. And the third thing Nehemiah did, he reminded God of his gracious promises. If God saw the best in us, sometimes, God, I know this person is messing up, God. But I know what you created them to be. I know what they're supposed to be, God. And if you didn't give up on me, come on now, I'm not going to give up on them. A lot of times you can't say that one-on-one, but when you're an intercessor and you laying out on that altar, how many know that's what you're saying? Maybe I didn't call you. She should have called me. But you don't know I'm calling God about you every day. But sometimes it just ain't enough just to pick up they just call me. Baby, I call you, you still do the same thing. So you know what? I got a new number now.
Jesus, come on.
911 Heaven.
Come on.
Come on, somebody.
Come on.
Because a lot of times when we running behind folks, how we know they expect you to keep running? So I said, God, you didn't tell me to run. You told me to stand. Now, God, and that's what I'm doing now. And I can see the result of it. It's working. It's working. You hear me? It's working. It works so much better than we trying to make me look like I'm so godly and I'm a big God to you all.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
I want you to look to him. Amen? And I'm teaching you to look to him. So he reminded God of his promises. Write down Nehemiah 1, 8 and 10 through 10. He says, remember the instruction you gave your servant Moses, saying, if you are unfaithful, I will scatter you among the nations. But if you return to me and obey my commands, then even if your exiled people are at the farthest horizon, y'all got to get this, I will gather them from there and bring them to the place I have chosen as a dwelling place for my name. We calling, and folks ain't thinking about you. They ain't answering your phone. They ain't answering your texts. But God said, if you just line yourself up, come on, somebody. Even though they've been scattered, you don't know where they at. You calling, they ain't answering you. This is not say God said, I will call them out from the farthest. Come on, I'll speak to the north. I'll speak to the south. I'll speak to the east. I'll speak to the west. And I'll tell them, come forth. And next thing you know, they'll be sitting right up in here. Come on now, that's because God said, I'll cause them, and I'll gather, and I'll make them come back. I'll bring them back home. Is that not what he's saying? He said that I will gather them from there and bring them to the place I have chosen as a dwelling for my name. Some people you can't break from here if you try to. Because if God sent you here, you're here, and you're here to stay. And even when I don't see you, I'm interceding. Say, God, they'll be back.
Thank you, God.
They'll be sitting
Thank
right
you,
there.
God.
Come on now.
Thank you.
Because this is the... That's why you got to know where you're supposed to be at.
That's right.
Because when you know that you know that you know. Come on, somebody. It's just something about it. It's just like a relationship. 32 years, y'all think it's been all good?